And let's go. All right. So this should be going on now, getting everything set up. As you can see, we have a double score thing here. I am doing the play-by-play for the Panthers Stallions, but for those of you who don't know, the other game got delayed. So we got a lot of stuff on right now. I ain't watching the PBA. Let me pull up that. There we go. Let me go and put out the poll who wins. So yes, this was not supposed to be a dual broadcast because this isn't even regional. Like the one game is on ABC, the other one is on ESPN3. Both are on ESPN Plus though. Who wins? Stallions plus Renegades, and I spelled the Renegades wrong. Renegades. There we go. Stallions plus Showboats. Panthers plus Renegades, and Panthers plus Showboats. There we go. Get that poll up and running. Let's go. Okay, that's done. I completely forgot I was updating something on Windows. X, there we go. All right. So yeah, as mentioned, the Renegades Showboats game got delayed because of weather issues. It's supposed to start at 3, so hence why that score is up, but you know, at halftime at certain points, put the other game on. For those of you who are just joining in, ABC has been broadcasting the game last week between the Renegades and Defenders. I really hope Mitchell puts out the TV ratings for this game, you know, see just how good the replay does. Of course, this is the game that a lot of people actually missed the last 2 minutes of because of its switching broadcast. And this is the fake Spike Luis Perez game. So that, of course, will be a fun one as well to actually talk about. Let's post it. I'm live right now. 13 new posts. Showboats game looks like it is going to start, so attendance to that game is going to suck. TV rating is going to suck as well, but I know G-Man is there. I hope that he didn't get affected at all by the storm himself, so we'll see though. Let's go look at some stuff here. Go home. Luis, you got 0.5 more chances, bruh. Okay, that's posted. Go over here. 2 games today. This is going to be something else. Now, of course, Bryce Perkins is not starting for the Panthers, though Jamar Smith is starting for the Stallions. How much will he play? We'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't play the whole game, but you never know. You know, get him acclimated to this specific system, even though he's played here before. We'll see. Technically, they didn't. I know what you're talking about, Jace. Those really aren't filing for trademarks. Those are just trying to keep the ones they already had, essentially like redoing them. So in a technical sense, that's not them getting them. That's just them keeping them. I think a lot of people are mishearing it, mainly because of how it was reported by everybody's least favorite insider, Mark Perry. No offense, Mark. But yeah, the Oakland Invaders, the LA Wildcats, the Sea Dragons, the Stars, Generals, and the Bandits, they were just redoing the trademark. That wasn't them filing for them. That was them basically refiling to keep them. As we kind of alluded to yesterday with trademarks, right? There's a lot of trademarks that get abandoned if they're not used after a few years, and you have to kind of re-trademark them or refile them. That's all that this was. This wasn't them like getting a new trademark. So in a technical sense, none of them was really a big deal. Did not see that one, but I didn't check. I don't think that was one of the teams that got redone, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was. Let me check real quick. No, they were not one of those teams. Yeah, they were not. Now, it is possible that it's one of those that they're still doing. It could be that that was one that didn't have to be filed now. There's already a lot of stuff that could be. So, at least at the moment, that's it. They already would know who they are expanding to, right? What's up, Forrest? Not necessarily. You would hope that they would, but with how the UFL's been, I wouldn't be shocked if it's like a last-minute thing. Like they're still trying to work out certain details with certain places. So you never know for sure. I mean, last-minute changes. I mean, hell, the entire expansion was basically a bunch of last-minute changes, if we all remember that one. So I'll have to wait and see about all that. Renegades DC. It's just hilarious that they're showing this game. I mean, it is a good one to show because this is the Renegades and the ending, but like, man, the fake spike, that's what we're about to see in this one. So yeah, I will be doing the play-by-play for the Panthers Stallions. I will be, if we're like in a true downtime, I might put on the other game, but because of the fact that I don't have ESPN Plus open right now, like I just on the secondary, maybe not, I don't know. Yeah, I got the pull-up, so remember you have 2 games going on right now, so vote on which ones you think wins. So yeah. Show is winning the most Renegade thing, it really would. The Bandits and why show the games the same time? That's because of the weather delay. The Showboats game was supposed to be at 12 o'clock EST, but there's been a bunch of really bad storms going on in Memphis right now. Or I say right now, there was like an hour or 2 hours ago. So the game got pushed back to about 3 o'clock with this one. It originally was supposed to be rescheduled at about 1:30, so an hour and a half delay, but then, you know, it got delayed again, and then it's going to officially happen at 3. That's what ended up happening, just delays due to weather. Poor Memphis, man. Memphis is about to break the record for lowest rated TV, or lowest TV rated game all season. It is wild, but yeah, ESPN 3, man, it's going to be rough. Again, I would hope Mitchell puts out the TV ratings for not only the 4 games, but also this one. It'd be very interesting to see what this game gets being a replay. Because honestly, what you'd want to see is this replay get like about 400 to 500,000. Because then that would show that it being an actual game is a big deal. And it gives you like double the amount of people watching. But we'll see if he ends up posting that. You never know. Man, it's so whack them showing the kicker trying field goals, knowing what's about to happen in about 54 seconds game time. In that game, man, that's rough. They're almost in that range where it's going to happen. Diabolical. But yeah, man, yesterday in terms of sports, right, the Oilers ended up beating the Stars, and the Knicks choked another game they should have won. They benched Cat for the entire 4th quarter, despite him being their most consistent scorer on the day. You could even argue more than Brunson, because he barely even played, and he still put up the 2nd most points for the team. Really rough. What is going to happen? The replay of the Renegades DC, if you don't know, because you might have been one of the poor souls that didn't have ESPN to it, I'm saying that as just like a statement, because that's what happened last week. Obviously, the game it moved. You're about to witness one of the worst plays in football history in a little bit. Act as if we don't know all the UFL news going on. UFL news. Well, obviously, the Showboats game got pushed back 3 hours due to weather, so it's going to be going on at the exact same time as the Panthers Stallions. Panthers Stallions is not affected. It's still on ABC, but the Renegade Showboats will be on ESPN 3/ESPN Plus. There have been rumors going on about a lot of things the last couple days. So, the trademark stuff, UFL News or UFL News Hub posted something about trademarks being filed. Technically speaking, they weren't. They were kind of refiled. These are trademarks the league already had. They were just kind of keeping them. We talked about it yesterday, how trademarks, right, if you don't refile them or use them, they get abandoned and they become available for people to get. The league is just keeping them, so that's the same with the Wildcats and the Sea Dragons. Now, with the fact that only certain teams were and certain teams weren't, it doesn't necessarily mean they're getting rid of certain ones. It just might mean that they're not up for being refiled yet, or the league might not be keeping them. You never know. But if you're like these leagues, you want to keep all of the trademarks from the USFL side, all of the USFL teams from 2022, and as many as the old ones as you can. XFL, at least the teams from 2020. You don't have to use them just because you have the trademark doesn't mean you're going to use them for something, but owning the trademark gives you options. So that's basically what it comes down to that. Because I know that's been a talking point, especially with the rumors that UFL Update put out about Seattle. None of it is guaranteed. You never know until it's official, but we'll have to wait and see about that. Oh no, is this the fake spike we're about to see? I think they were like one play away from the fake spike. Oh no. Nope, it is the fake spike. Absolutely wild. It's even worse when you watch it the second time. That is so bad. I do not have a Breakers jersey. I did not get one of those back then. They censored the effort. I love how everybody's putting that. You think the Panthers Stallions will keep all their offensive stuff on the down low? I do. I honestly, I know I talked about it yesterday. I really do think that this game is going to be not an incredible game, and because of that, some Michigan Panthers pride, up Jam. Yeah, you have to relive that. It is definitely rough. They had to re-show that fake spike. But, I mean, Bryce Perkins not playing, they can say it's purely injury related. We all know they just don't want to show Bryce Perkins playing, right? It's a big reason why odds are Max Duggan won't play next week. Now, like I've said before, I wouldn't be shocked if Te'amu plays last week for the Defenders, because DC has nothing to hide. Their playbook is the most basic playbook in the entire league. It is F it, go deep every other play, and run it up the middle for -1 yards. That's basically their entire playbook. But the other three teams, right? The Stallions, I expect Jamar to play probably at least a half. The fact is he needs to get fully acclimated to this specific Stallions team, because odds are he is going to be their quarterback for the playoffs. I know like Magoo might be back healthy, but at this point, you're not going to just roll him out in Week 10 against, in Week 10 to have him play well and then put him as the starter in the playoff game. Like, granted, yes, the Panthers did that with E.J. Perry a couple years ago, but big difference was the quarterbacks were playing like trash, whereas Jamar's been solid. So, yeah. But Panthers, man, because of the fact they're going to be... I wouldn't be shocked if Toa doesn't play that much today, but we'll see. I would imagine he doesn't play a ton today. Try to keep some of those guys, like, I believe Colburn was inactive again. Again, another guy you don't want to expose against Birmingham, but I would imagine he gets some playing time in Week 10. As the defense, Speaks was active. He was listed initially as a second-string guy. I wouldn't be shocked if they're just going to kind of have him in certain plays, get him a bit back to, the speed of things, play him more in Week 10. That's pretty much what I imagine. I mean, it's the curse of having the playoffs already pretty much set. I know Nolan was talking about trying to get the, home field advantage or the number 1 seed to be able to get the ability to defer. But odds are I don't see that happening. I think that they're going to just go into that game, not really care too much if they win or lose. If they win, nice to get the 1 seed. If not, oh, that sucks. They lose the ability to defer, you know what I mean? But we'll see. I feel like something's going on outside, but yeah. What about the funnies? So again, we have 2 games going on at the same time due to the fact that there was a weather delay for the Showboats Renegades. That game is on ESPN3. This other game, the Stallions and Panthers, which is the one we're doing the play-by-play for, is going to be on ABC, starting basically now. We'll see how this game ends up going. Again, it's going to be a weird one because of the fact we have a lot of backups that are playing in this game due to the fact that these teams are already matched up for the playoffs. They don't want to expose a lot of their plays and play calls, players, and they don't want to get anyone hurt. And yes, we're rocking the Panthers shirt, the 2024 schedule tee. Haven't worn this one in a minute. It's summer, basically. I mean, Memorial Day weekend, so yeah, just put this one on. Yeah, if we went with Etling, we went with Perkins. I do agree. It's just I really believe that if Michigan wins today, all I know is when I do my championship predictions, I'm putting Birmingham to win this game. That's what I would say. The Panthers' best case scenario is to lose this game. I feel like if they win this game, they're going to lose against Birmingham in the playoffs. I just got that feeling that it's going to be one of those where it's a 1-1. I don't know why, but I got that sneaking suspicion, so yeah. Renegades, Defenders. Man, the Renegades could sell that one. I hope for your sake that doesn't happen, but we'll see. Is any of the mainstream ones, they'd give terrible juice. Yeah, this week, I mean, I know people were probably, who bet on this Battlehawks were initially like, oh my god, why are they putting in Brandon Silvers, and then it just became even worse of a game. I mean, my god, that was something else. I mean, the Battlehawks just absolutely, belt to ass on the Brahmas yesterday. That was insane. But yeah. ABC. Forgot the NBA Finals is soon, bro. The NBA Finals, man, there's such a good chance I just do not care. If it's OKC versus Indiana, man, I just don't care. I mean, really. And sadly, it's looking like what it could be. It's a shame, but it is what it is. I can see the Stallions leading first half with Jamar and then losing in the second half, but who knows. I'll be cautious with this one overall. I have the game tomorrow for a big play. I also do think that a big deal with this game is in regards to power rankings. It is going, I believe Jamar is starting for this game, but it's going to be very interesting for power rankings because let's say that the Stallions end up winning this game by like 3 points. Do you really put Birmingham above Michigan? Because on one hand, they're 2-0 against Michigan. On the other hand, they didn't play Perkins at all. They were resting him. So did they really beat him? It's going to be a tough call, which what really pisses me off, but you know what? Hey, lose, everybody loses. I'm so lost for this game, man. I think it could go either way. It really could. I mean, this is one of those games where you just have no idea, especially with the whole quarterback thing going on. Because the worst thing for people who, like you two, who bet on games is seeing Danny Etling beat the Roughnecks last week. Because then it's like, man, they really could win this game with Danny Etling. But at the same token, it's like, do you really think Danny Etling's going to break the curse of the Panthers-Stallions rivalry? It's tough. I do believe a live bet would be good, TBH. The playoffs, 3 p.m. EST on ABC and 6 p.m. on Fox. Initial plans are to stream both games back-to-back, by the way, so that will be fun, but yeah. Danny Etling is hard to watch a lot of the time. Yeah, especially early in the season, man. Early in the season was really rough for him, especially. That was, yikes. This game matters. The Panthers never winning, bruh. Absolutely wild. Which ones you streaming? Oh, the 2 playoff games? Both of them. That's the plan, is to do both those games back to back. Oh, Brandon, played 5 different QBs, man. Absolutely wild. Andrew Peasley doesn't even get an image. That's so sad. That is sad to see. 3 new posts. Okay, so we're just showing posts from like 3 minutes ago. Oh, it crashed. Awesome. Alright. We better be back, dude. I swear. Okay, there we go. So, we're back. Really aggravating. Like, I swear, I updated OBS, like, one time, like, 3 weeks ago, and ever since then, it's been causing all of these issues, bro. Like, updates, man, they suck ass. They are never good. No, this isn't even Wi-Fi issues. This is purely like an OBS PC issue, which is aggravating because I used to never have this issue. I mean, by used to, I mean the beginning of the year and all of last year. Then I updated OBS one time, and it does all these issues, which is aggravating, but what are you going to do? But we'll see. We'll see how that ends up going. So, when Skip Holtz on the sideline. Let's go over here. Skip Holtz talking about who's going to win. Oh, I accidentally pulled up the wrong UFL attendance. That was not good. Put that back up there. There we go. There we go. Close that. There we go. So again, both games are on at the same time. We'll see exactly how this one goes. It's going to be a wild one. I mean, 2 games at the same time. So we got to pull up for who you think is going to win this game, as well as the other game. Again, that's why we have 2 different polls up there. FYI, Adam will not be in chat. He said he won't be able to make it today. And then, of course, G-Man won't be here because he is going to be in Memphis for the Memphis game. So a couple regulars not going to be there today, but we'll see how this game ends up going. We'll see. Again, game technically does have meaning, right? The Panthers can clinch the #1 seed if they win this game. Granted, it doesn't necessarily give them a home field advantage, but it does give them the ability to defer the kickoff, which is of course a big deal. So they still have something to they still have something to play for. It might not be insane, but hey, it is still something to play for. We'll see how it ends up going. Now the team that is going to be getting the ball first will be the Michigan Panthers. Unsurprisingly, of course, Birmingham is going to be deferring it. So we'll see exactly how they do here on their first drive with obviously Danny Etling at quarterback. Return us to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, and down to the 28. Again, then we saw a couple of massive returns yesterday with the Brahmas. I doubt we see those kind of returns in this game. Just really tough to... I mean, San Antonio had like 2 massive returns. You doubt you see that today. Danny Etling starting, of course, for the Panthers, mainly due to the fact they did not want Perkins to get legitimately hurt, but we'll see. I did hear that rumor. I know a lot of people are taking it with a grain of salt because of the fact that it's like a single rumor from just Mark Perry and hasn't really been corroborated by like anyone else. But if it ends up being true, it'd be cool. You never know, but we'll have to wait and see about that. Again, it is tough to see the validity of it when only one guy's saying it. Rush to the right, it's about a half-yard gain. Impact player Toa Tao. I don't expect him to play a ton today. I would be shocked if he plays the full game, but you never know. Maji Sanders, former Cincinnati Bearcat right there, was great for us. Didn't stick on with the Cardinals, is what it is though. Wow, the Stars Oilers is at Oh, that's Sunday. I thought that was today at 3. I was like, wait a minute, what? That game, man, that's a good series. Let's see what the Panthers do here on second down. In shotgun, motioning, tight end to the left. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 1 running back to the right as well. Ball is snapped. Looks to the left side of the wild. So we'll end up seeing this one goes. Why are my frames dropping? We don't like that. So we just drop in frames. 3rd and 10 for the Panthers. Let's see what they do here. I literally just moved this up so it would stay there. Come on. There we go. Ball is snapped. Looks to the middle of the field. Gets pressured, but there's a flag. This might be offsides. It's a fumble recovered by Birmingham, but I do think this is offsides. Considering the fact that he was able to get, like, right over there, I think this is going to be offsides, but let's see. If not, it's going to be Birmingham ball. Whenever you see a quarterback get pressured like that, there's a flag. It usually is offsides. But if not, it's Birmingham's ball. Still talking about it. Again, if it's no flag, it's Birmingham ball in great field position. Yep, offsides defense. Not shocked about that. Again, like I said, when you see something like that happen where a team just immediately gets pressure on the quarterback and there's a flag, it's almost always offsides, literally 9 out of every 10 times. The only time it's not is if it's something like, you know, illegal formation and then it ends up being a reason why the formation sucks is because the defense gets it. That's pretty much the only other time that happens. Etling dropping back in that replay, man. Immediately pressured, fumble. Would have been sick if that had worked. Yep, Stallions first half is the move, says Dustin. Hey, if they get this stop right here in 3rd and 5, it's going to be great. I mean, we talked about yesterday, good versus great teams. Danny Etling, does this team still be a great team? Let's see. In shotgun, ball is snapped, looks to the right side of the field. Quick throw, it is going to be caught for a first down and then some, almost down at the 50-yard line. Siosi Mariner with a breakaway run right there after the catch. Great play by the Panthers again. Got the 5-yard penalty, just like we talked about yesterday with the Battlehawks. Good versus great teams. A good team doesn't really do anything with the penalty. A great team converts. Got the first down and then some. Massive, massive for them. First and 10 now. Danny Etling is in shotgun. 1 man to his left in the backfield with him. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, and it's going to be about a 2.5-yard carry on the ground. The UFL has been adding some trademarks, mostly for us. Seems like the NBA starts managed. Like we talked about earlier, they didn't actually add any trademarks. Those were just them keeping the ones they had. They already had all of those trademarks. Like, they filed for them a while ago. That was just them keeping them. Same with the XFL, because there was also 2 XFL ones, I believe, the Sea Dragons and the Wildcats. In a technical sense, they didn't actually gain any trademarks. They just kept the ones they already had. So a lot of it is, you know, if they expire, you lose them, so they're just keeping them. Ball is snapped. Fake the handoff. Etling runs to the right. He's going to run for it. He gets about 3.5 yards, but then runs out of bounds. It's going to be about 3rd and medium here. Third down. Let's see if they can convert this here. They're still not in field goal range. They are in borderline no man's land, but they're not exactly there yet, so we'll see what they do here. 3rd and 5, 12 minutes left in the first quarter. Thunder Wolves tonight, man. I just don't care about that game. That series is like, man, of all the series going on right now, that's one I just do not care about. Danny Etling in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. They're in 5 wide. Ball is snapped. Looks to the right side of the field, looks to the middle, throws it, and it's batted up at the line of scrimmage, and it just falls incomplete. They're going to be forced to punt here. 4th and 5 at this spot. You just got to punt it here. You might take a false, or not a false start, but a delay of game to push it 5 yards back, but you got to punt it here. Again, great pressure by the Stallions right there. Great play by the D-lineman, making the move to cut back to the middle to be able to actually either A, rush the quarterback, or B, bat the ball like he did. That was great by him, and it could have been intercepted if it was just a lucky bounce for him. 4th and 5. For these Panthers are going to be punting it here, and they are punting it just normally. It is up, and it is going to be initially recovered at, out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. So Stallions will get the ball with 11 minutes left in the first quarter now. And the other game, of course, looks to be 0-0 Renegades ball right now. Because remember, we still got that game going on at the exact same time as this one, which is always fun. So don't forget about that one. Man, it's already been 26 minutes since we started this one. Wow, it's been going fast. I guess while we're here, we can go. I'm gonna go check on the Twitter space. New post. The Luka Modric speech, man, that just hurts. That hurts seeing him play his last game at Real Madrid. Like, not for them, but his last one, obviously, in Madrid. That hurt watching. Really did. Is what it is. It sucks, but what you gonna do? You know what I mean? Thank God. I swear I hate Brightspeed, dude. Brightspeed is so ass. It sucks. The only XFL team there's inside. Yeah, I mean, Las Vegas was a big issue. Was the actual place they played? That stadium was horrid. Cashman Field. Orlando being outside was a terrible decision. If you're gonna bring back the Garden, it should be New York. But yeah, Seattle's definitely need one. Starting hour 2 UFL games. Another 4-device day. That's a W. 4 devices again. Yeah, I mean, it is wild that we had to have this happen because of the weather delay, but we'll see how it ends up working out. 1st and 10 for the Stallions. Thank God the whole thing happened during commercial break. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Jamar hands it off. Rushes to the left. Maribel gets back to the line of scrimmage and goes out of bounds. Completely forgot I did my phone in here. That does hurt, but yeah. We'll see what the Stallions can do here in this drive. Again, the Panthers didn't have a good opening drive. The Stallions, again, this game is only for the 1 seed, but it doesn't really matter in terms of home field advantage, but yeah. 2nd and 10 for the Stallions. Ball is snapped. Looks to the right side of the field. They throw it. It is going to be caught, and it's only going to be about a 3-yard gain for Jay Sternberger. Let's see what they do here. It's 3rd and 8. Ball is snapped. Looks to the right side of the field. Looks to the middle of the field. Rolls up in the pocket. He's going to run for it. And he gets the 1st down. And then about 2.5. Ooh, 4 extra yards as he made a push. Nice play by him right there. They throw it to the left, and it's going to be about a 4-yard gain. Are they playing 2 games at the same time? Yes. So the Renegade Showboats game was originally supposed to be at 12 o'clock. It was supposed to be a double header at ABC, but there was a weather delay in Memphis. There was storms for like a couple of hours, so the game got pushed back to 3, and that game is going to be on ESPN 3. So this is not a regional game. It is just because of a weather delay, it got pushed back 3 hours. So let's see what the Stallions do here. 1st and 17 after the penalty. 9 minutes left in the 1st quarter. Ball is snapped. Fake the handoff. Quick little screen to the left. Is going to be caught for about a 5-yard gain on the 1st down. 8.5 minutes left in the 1st quarter. Who's starting for Birmingham? It is Jamar Smith. He is starting the game today. Will he play the entire game? That's definitely a question. We'll see it. Probably at halftime we'll find out if he's going to play the whole game or not, but at least for now he is starting. It is Jamar Smith. At this point, I think it's pretty much an open secret that he is going to be starting the playoff game for him, considering the fact that he's been here pretty much as the starter the longest of all the quarterbacks at this point. 2nd and 11. In shotgun, ball is snapped. They hand it off to Maribel, who runs up the middle, and he gets maybe about 2.5 yards with forward progress, if not just 2 yards to gain. Third down for the Stallions. 3rd and 9. So let's see what Birmingham does here. In shotgun once again. Ball is snapped. Throws it to the left. It is going to be caught, but it is going to be short by about 2.5 yards for the first down marker. If going to be fourth down, they're going to be forced to punt. Seven minutes left in the first quarter now. We'll see exactly what Birmingham do, or what Michigan do in their next drive again. First drive for Michigan wasn't all that great. Aside from the penalty where they were able to convert on the next try, they really didn't do much on that drive. So we'll see if they end up actually doing more in this upcoming one. Again, this game, it'll be an interesting game for sure. I'm kind of regretting how many points I thought was going to be scored in this one, honestly, but we'll see. It's going to be returned at about or fair caught at about the 20-yard line, almost exactly, for Michigan. Yeah, what did I predict this game would get? I predicted this game would be a 24-16. So I predicted this to be a lower scoring game, and I think that so far it's looking like that might be the case. I just had that feeling that it was going to be a lower scoring game, because in fact that both teams really aren't playing for anything right now, and they're just kind of, just here because they have to be. As for the Renegade Showboats game, the game is currently 0-0 Showboats ball. That game's also looking like a lower scoring game. It's not going to be an insane one. That one I think I also had as a higher scoring game, which that one would be an L if that was true. Let me check. Game 2. I did pick that as a higher scoring game. That might not age well, but we'll see. Most interesting news I saw on Facebook's Tom Brady won on a UFL team. Seems like teams are either Tampa Bay or Vegas. Or what are your thoughts? I mean, it is from Mark Perry. You gotta take it with a grain of salt, right? If it wasn't confirmed by Larson or by Mitchell, it's always, usually when both Mitchell and Larson say something, it means it's probably true. Let me actually check the Discord right now, because this is how I kind of found out exactly about how the Sea Dragon stuff was way too premature. Let's go over here. Go over here. Part owner of the Raiders, blah, blah. Let's see. I'm not seeing Larson was on here at the time, so I don't know for sure what the deal is there. But I'm not seeing really anyone else corroborating that at all. So it'll be interesting to see. Yes, ESPN 3 is where the Renegades. $69 kilobytes per second, bro. So we just not working all of a sudden? Or we working? Unbelievable. I gotta check. I don't know what's the issue. I'm getting like really pissed off about this, honestly. Like, I never had this issue until about like 2 weeks ago. I mean, this is aggravating as hell. Device manager, system settings, disk drives. Let's see. Driver tab. I don't think any of those are actually what I want right there. No, they're not. Let's go over here. Unbelievable. Okay, well I guess we're back now. Hopefully this works. If I'm just saying this, if it disconnects again, I'm not streaming today, and I'm gonna have to just try and figure out what the issue is, because there's no reason it should be having this issue. Like I said in the past, it never had this issue, but for some reason it's been doing that now. So I have no idea what it is, but yeah. 2nd and 8 for the Panthers. They get the first down on the play. End the poll there. That poll should be ended. Close that one. Yeah. I guess I'll download that. Hopefully that might fix it. Update one of my drivers. Hopefully that fixes it. Second down for the Panthers. It's going to be third down now, I believe. A minute left in the first quarter. Second and 6 for Michigan. Let's see what they do here in second and 6. Motioning across the field. Ball is snapped. Etling hands it off, and it is going to be about a 2-yard gain. ESPN, I really hate when they use that camera angle right there. It just doesn't actually do anything pretty much at all. It just kind of hurts when they do that. Definitely a rough one. And kilobytes per second is dropping again. Not too shocked. Yeah, losing some frames. Sucks, but it is what it is. I have no idea what the percentage means. I just don't know.